Apex, for no reason at all, has just randomly decided to remove one of the biggest features in the game, and no one knows why. They've not even made an official statement at the time of this recording, but if they do, I'll make sure to update you in the future. But a lot of people are sent into a whirlwind after this, and no one knows why. Also, we're talking about some buffs and nerfs that could be coming very soon after Apex has only been out for over a week with season 14, and a lot of people have a lot to say about it. And also, we're talking about some controversies with the battle pass and all of that and so much more in today's video. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new as always, and thank you so much. Many of you have been showing your support by even leaving donations in the comment section using the super thanks feature by saying happy anniversary Mr. and Mrs. JMeyels. So thank you so much. Today is the official day, and we're going to get Krispy Kreme donuts after this. Now, first things first, I wanted to mention here was actually a major battle pass controversy, and we were actually afraid that this could have happened many weeks ago. When we saw the battle pass trailer, we were worried that maybe this was actually a downgrade. Maybe this one is not as good, and it's not even the fact of it being as good or the items being as good. It's actually the challenges themselves. This went very viral over on Reddit, got over 1,500 comments, and also 6.9 thousand upvotes over on Reddit. And the title being this: does anyone find Apex Legends Battle Pass enjoyable? Compared to other games, Apex's feels like a slog to get through, and it doesn't even have good enough content to justify how long it takes. And he compares this from Apex Legends, and I think over here you also see Fortnite. I think one of these is Rogue Company, but I can't confirm. I'm not really sure, and I'm not really sure what this other game is as well. Feel free to educate me down below. So it's not just the content not necessarily being good enough that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, because we knew that that could possibly be the case. Many people were saying that the content just wasn't great. It looked like a downgrade compared to other battle passes. The skins weren't as good. Nobody really cares about the triple take. People want weapons that I guess are more practical for their use. Anyhow, that's besides the point. I think the main topic that he's trying to get across here, though, is that the actual challenges that you have to complete and how long it takes you to complete it is simply too much. A lot of the notable comments here saying Apex Legends has way too many stupid filler items in the season trackers that's pretty much obsolete after the season ends, and useless rare skins. Even filler items from Siege and For Honors battle passes are way better, but at least Apex's battle pass give you more than enough Apex coins to purchase the next one. That's one thing I can definitely say is true. I do like that feature of the Apex battle pass. One of the better comments though that I like this is that the main thing for Honors battle pass is that it makes it worthwhile because you get skins for every hero, unlike Apex where if you don't play Caustic or Wraith or use the triple take, well, it's just out of luck this season. People are also saying that maybe Wraith is getting a little bit of favoritism because she's getting another legendary skin during this battle pass, and she has been one of the highest pick rate legends since the game has launched. So maybe they obviously know, hey, a lot of people play Wraith, let's keep throwing some Wraith skins out there, and maybe we'll get a lot more sales because people like to use her. I really think the battle pass is one of the major things to get right in a season because it's one of the biggest driving points for a new season. People really look for these things to be very good and maybe worthwhile to buy. I would say it definitely gives them a reason to grind. This is just personally my idea, and maybe you guys disagree, but I also would like to see maybe like a $40 battle pass in which you can get an heirloom, but you have to play and do an insane amount of challenges. Like, it definitely should be requiring a lot of work from you. You should probably be having to do double or if not triple what you're having to do in the battle pass now, but at the very end you get an heirloom or something, or at least heirloom shards. I think that would be probably something that people would actually love to grind for, but obviously at a discounted price. So maybe my numbers aren't correct. Maybe you don't want to do $40. Maybe you shouldn't do like twice the amount of time of the regular battle pass, maybe a time and a half. I don't know, but I do think it would be a pretty good idea to have something that's a little bit more valuable at the very end of the battle pass, and also something that could mean a lot more than just one thing. So instead of it just being a triple take and it's like, oh, I don't really care about the triple take, so who cares if I finish it or not, at least the heirloom shards they can hold on to if they want to wait for their legend to get one. They can also just spend, I mean, there's a lot of different heirlooms in the game right now, so it's not just one dimensional, not just one single weapon that you have to bank on. I don't know, I do feel like the battle pass could probably use some upgrades. I feel like this has been very mundane lately, and it's just been very basic, your average legendary skins, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing crazy. I would like to see a big update to the battle pass in the future updates, maybe shake it up quite a bit. And speaking of things shaken up, let's talk about Respawn removing the feature that we all know and love, or many of us know and love, but a lot of you are probably going to be glad to see this, especially if you are a part of the console community or the controller community whatsoever. This was actually coming from Alpha Intel saying apparently tap strafing is no longer possible in Apex Legends. As of right now, it's unclear if it's just a bug or a deliberate hotfix. I went and tried it myself in the firing range, and it seemingly just doesn't work. And actually, we have this Twitter clip right here of someone showing you it only really does 90 degrees now. So you just can't do the full 180. You can't toss and turn like you used to. So it's actually still in the game, but it's actually just been heavily nerfed. And many people, though, are saying it doesn't work at all for them and that it's just completely been removed. But why hasn't Apex made a statement? Why have they not said anything at the time of the recording? Like I said, there's been no official statement, and not even an update has been shown on Twitter. So we have no idea why this happened, if it's a bug or if they're actually just trying to do a hot fix for it and they just randomly decided to do it. I'm not sure. I mean, this is my Twitter timeline when I first first open it, literally every single thing is about tab strafing right now, besides this random goofy ad. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think about the tab strafing getting removed, or at least heavily nerfed. Should Respawn have left it the way that it was and maybe just try to program controllers being able to do it, or should they have actually nerfed it like they should, or removed it like they did? I'm not really sure exactly what's going on, but if we get an update as to why this happened, I will definitely let you guys know. I'm just gonna go out and say it. JMeyels just got heavily nerfed because I crutch on this thing so hard, especially with the scroll wheel. So you know, I think it probably needed to be at least scroll wheel nerfed, but I'm not sure if the entirety of tab strafing should have been nerfed or removed like this, but I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say. Speaking of things getting shooken up, I don't even know if that's the right word usage there. Let's talk about the legend meta that most likely will be very shaken very soon, and many people have their opinions on these. So first things first, let's talk about what Staycation had to say. Many people are freaking out over this Vantage new movement tech, they're calling it, and I put that in quotations because I don't really know if you would call this a movement tech. And so people have found a way to do some kind of like heal canceling. You know, I got videos of it. Chaos Monkey over my Discord has also shown me how to do this. I probably should learn how to do it if I'm going to be the best Vantage I can. However, a lot of people are saying you should just steer away from learning this because it's going to get nerfed. They're going to remove it, and obviously she's not going to be able to do it anymore. This was coming from Staycation though, saying as much as I love the heal cancel movement tech involved with Vantage, I don't see any point in learning something that's simply going to get removed from the game in the next update. Her sniper is what people should focus on, because once you get aggressive with it, it's game over. And a lot of people are in the comments are saying, you know, I can't even believe people are calling it a movement tech instead of a bug. Obviously stays under the impression that this will be removed in the next update. So very looking forward to see if they actually nerf Vantage in the next update. I think a lot of people actually are expecting this, and I don't really think people will be too upset because I'm pretty sure she's actually pretty solid where she's at without this movement tech, and it doesn't look intentional whatsoever. At the end of the day, obviously, is it even a movement tech or is it just a bug? I think it's actually the latter. But let's also talk about someone who might be getting a buff. Now, if this happens, I'm not actually sure if it's because the devs have been influenced by the community or if they're seriously just thinking that this legend needs a buff. But Crowdrindo made this post saying, here are the new legend pick rates that you can see, over 3,000 likes, and here comes the comments immediately, because the first thing that everybody notices is that crypto is still down bad at 1.3%, the lowest pick rate legend still to this day, and he has been for quite some time. I think Newcastle may have passed him at some point, but then obviously when Newcastle got the buff, he did not stay there long. Newcastle's actually way up there now, not even in the bottom 5, but rip crypto. Everybody in the comments is like, yo, what is crypto doing down here? This man needs some type of a buff, but does he really need a buff? A lot of the people are saying, look, crypto is good. He's actually really hard to use, but if you use him properly, he's a very good legend. But on the other hand, a lot of people are saying there's no way he should be at 1.3% and not be that good. Something's got to be wrong. He's obviously not as good as he should be, and maybe he should receive a slight buff so that he can be somewhat better. I think Respawn, if they were to take this route, they're probably not going to just bring a simple buff. What they probably would do is try to go this approach that they've been trying to do with Gibraltar, is make him what they call a sexier pick. I don't really know exactly what they mean by that, but I assume just making him less, I guess, hard to play. There's a couple legends in the game right now that I think have a very high ceiling, and players like Watson that take a lot of skill. You don't just hop on Watson and just be cracked at the game, but you could probably hop on Wraith and be pretty good at the game. But Watson, on the other hand, takes a lot of requirements of skill. You really have to know what you're doing. Crypto, same thing. You really have to know what you're doing with crypto. You don't just hop in a game and just absolutely be frying with crypto. You really need to know how to use his ultimate and how to position yourself as well. So I think if they were to buff him, like these comments are suggesting that they should, and obviously if it's just these comments on a Crowdrindo post, imagine what they're doing on the Apex official post. Imagine what they're doing on the Apex Legends News Alpha Intel post. Many people are saying crypto, it's time for a buff for him. Although I agree, maybe he should be a little bit easier to play. You have to look at pick rates and say, look, this is not the full story. Look at a person like Rampart. Rampart is obviously extremely good at the game and just received a crazy buff, I think, last season. Surely you can't indicate that she needs a buff just because she's at a 1.6% pick rate. I've been saying for quite some time, Respawn needs to stop looking at these pick rates and justifying that being needs for a buff. But I would definitely be more down to see a crypto buff than I would a Rampart buff. You'll also need time for these to settle out, as many people are using Vantage still, being that she is the new legend. She's at the highest pick rate right now. I'm sure this will probably drop off in the days to come, especially whenever she receives that nerf that we could possibly see in the next update, removing that bug / movement mechanic. And I think Octane will still be your #1 position. This is a discussion that I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say down in the comments, because obviously we can assume that this Vantage nerf will happen, but will we actually see this crypto buff? Let me know what you think and if it should even happen. Speaking of a nerf, you can most likely expect to see this heat shield nerf, which once again isn't really a full nerf, even though people are calling it that. It's technically just a fix to a bug that should have never been happening to begin with. And basically people can put this heat shield, I think, on a Vantage Echo or something like that, and you could travel across the entire map with this heat shield. And so people are doing this with the Valkyrie ultimate while skydiving, and this heat shield follows you all the way. It's It's absolutely insane and definitely busted. You should obviously expect to see this fixed. But once again, you can't really indicate that this is a actual nerf. It's more so just a bug getting fixed. And a lot of people are complaining because Vantage getting a nerf already, that's not fair, whatever. It's not really a nerf. It's really just a fix to a bug. I guess it is a touchy subject because technically moving while looting on keyboard and mouse is a bug. And then I think tap strafing is technically a bug, but yet people are talking about the nerfing of tap strafing. So can you call it a nerf? I guess so. I'm very intrigued to see your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you're new as always. Once again, thank you all so much for the happy anniversary wishes, and thank you for those that are doing the super thanks in the comments. You guys really don't have to donate money, but I do appreciate all the support. Many of you don't know this, but she's actually also been editing the videos the past couple of days, and we're going to get Krispy Kreme donuts. So make sure to take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next one. If I only positivity, and until next time, later, Gators.